you're okay, you're on the right page. This is a big undertaking. It takes all of us. So I really appreciate your diligence with getting the kids' names to me so that I can get them back to you so that you can reorganize and I can get it back to you. So there's tons of stuff going on to get this thing finalized. But let's go through this really quickly. Today should have been where you told all your students. If you didn't get that done, please make sure you tell them tomorrow so that they can get some arrangements made if they're leaving early, actually. That's when the arrangements will need to be made. So make sure you tell your students, let them know that they're going to be coming to 10th period. Any questions on that? How to know that? Should have seen that? Okay. Today and tomorrow should be about organizing your students, so I've sent that back to you. It's a gigantic list with all the kids' names, and out to the side it has the teacher that requested their attendance for 10th period. Or I should say, required them to come to 10th period. That's a little bit better way to say that, okay? So what you should be doing, and some of you guys already have, putting those people into groups to make sure that the final outcome is when we tell them on 7th period on Wednesday, you are going to this place and this room. Okay, so when you give those back to me, I'll organize that again. I'll make another spreadsheet, and I'll show you that here in just a minute, that has all that on there so that you can keep track of that. Okay, I'm also going to put an attendance tab on there that's really more simplified than all the things that we've been doing, so that you can just look through, see your kids, and check to see who's here and who's not. Okay? Any questions on that organizational piece? Great. Wednesday is going to be obviously an alternate schedule. I think Ms. Schisler was passing those out to you to make sure that you've seen those. You may want to post that somewhere just so kids might know. I'm sure she's going to change the bell schedule and all that good stuff. That's always a lot of fun. And then during 7th period, okay, that's the first time that we're going to tell kids, you are absolutely going to go to this place during 10th period. Okay, and the reason we did 7th period is because there's a lot of athletics going on 9th period, and it's really hard to keep everything organized for that. With a small team, it's not that big a deal, but with some of the bigger teams, it gets pretty confusing. So we want to make sure that we give them 2 opportunities to tell them exactly where they're going to go. Now, I will say this. After trying to organize all this, it was really important that we kind of simplified things just a little bit. Our first idea, or not our first idea, but one of the iterations of this whole process when we were talking with the ILT team would have been to take them to an alternate room, someone's room who might be on conference, and then send them from there to the other room. We felt like that was a little bit too much. And it was getting confusing for me, and I'm sure for the kids it would have been just the same. Okay, so we're going to keep it simple. You're going to tell them exactly where to go. When the bell rings, they're going to go there. Okay, if they don't, then that's when the admin team steps in and does our thing. Okay? Questions on that? Yes, ma'am.
So the kids who don't have a 10th period at all, where do they go during that time?
So the kids who don't have a ride, we'll be watching them in the gym.
No, during that 7th period when we're talking to them that 7th period day.
Everyone has a 7th period.
Yeah, but like I've got a class full of 7th period that aren't going to have an RTI 10th period. Where do they go?
They go to the gym.
Okay.
Or they go home.
I missed that part.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wouldn't understand you, Ms. Erickson. Yeah, so if they don't have it and they have a ride, see you later. You're out of here. You get to leave early, okay? If you have a bus, if you're going to catch the bus, we're going to watch you in the gym. Make sense?
And then we're still having okay, so I get what's happening after school with the kids in the gym and waiting for the rides and stuff. But the 7th period, the kids that are coming to us for 7th period to meet us.
They're not. You're just telling them during 7th period.
Okay. Telling my own kids where they're going.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so sorry. Yep, got you now. Yep.
All right.
You're still having 7th, you're still having 8th, you're still having 9th. We have 9 periods? Have 9 periods? That's a lot of periods. And then 10th period, that's when they come to you, okay? That makes sense. Any other questions on that?
Your freshmen and sophomores did this at the middle school, so if you have them to say, hey, it's like grade like you did the middle school, and they'll be like, oh, okay. So they will be a lot easier than your students.
We'll come on the announcements during 9th period so that you can tell them one more time. When the bell rings here in just a little bit, you're going here, okay? Try to be discreet, all right? There's no reason for them to anyone else to know their business than them, if you can. Put them a little note. I don't know, however else you want to do it, but try to keep it as discreet as possible, okay? Yeah. Uh-huh. Let me show you, okay? Great question. Before I get to that, real quick, teachers not involved with remediation, we're going to ask you guys to help out and watch kids a little bit, okay? It shouldn't be too much, and we'll rotate you through that, so it won't be every week, okay? Once we get going on this, you'll be able to ask for kids to come in during 10th period as well to make up stuff as long as they're not on this RTI list, all right? So, how do I know where my kids are? This is the 10th period organization for that says teachers on it. This is just for you. Don't try to manipulate this, please. Okay, if you want to do something on your own, great, but don't try to manipulate this. I think I have it to where it's just viewer only, but someone told me earlier that they were able to do something on it, which freaked me out a little bit. So, but this is what you need. Here's the whole list organized by 7th period teachers. Okay? So every teacher has their kids organized right here for you by this column. So all you've got to do is look for your name. There's your kids. You tell them. Okay? Same thing for 9th period. I've got it organized for you. 9th period. Down here at the bottom, here it's organized by your 9th period teacher. Okay, and I even put little colors to differentiate between each teacher so that you could find your folks as best you could. That help you? That's that shared, it's all on the same document I sent you today.
I'll go ahead and set the staff up so you can find all the staff up.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions on attendance or anything like that? So on this master sheet, when we do attendance, it's crazily labeled attendance. Same thing, you find your name, and you just highlight. If they're not there, you just highlight in yellow, hey, this kid wasn't here, and the admin team jumps into action. Questions? Awesome. Guys, you have really worked hard to get these kids into groups. I appreciate it. There's a couple more groups that still have that to come in, but I know how difficult that is, so thank you for working with your teams. Thank you for those of you who have offered your help, voluntold your help for our different teams who needed it. I really appreciate it. Okay, we're all in this together. That's what it should be about. And so I appreciate the work that you're doing outside the realm of your normal job. So thank you so much. Dr. Matthew.
This mic doesn't do anything except do that, if you're wondering why I'm holding the mic and it's not any louder. The reason we wanted to do this, in case you're looking for rationale, we wanted to find some way without severely impacting our regular instruction to carve out some time for kids that need some remediation. And the good thing about the end of the day is it lets us get a lot of kids who don't need remediation. It gives them a little reward, lets them go home, and we don't have to supervise them. The bad thing is there's some conflicts with athletics, but we've worked that out. Now let me say this. On day one, Wednesday, is it going to be smooth the first day? No. Okay. It won't. I mean, I'll meet with the instructional leadership team, department heads, basically afterwards, and we're going to do what the Army would call an after-action review and figure out what went wrong, what we could do better, things like that. The first day will probably be a little bit of a mess. Don't sweat it if it is. It gets better. After we've done it 2 or 3 times, it'll be old hat. But, the whole idea here is a flexible period of time where you as teachers, admin, we're just trying to get them to you. As teachers, we want you to use this in the way you find most beneficial. If you, as a department, decide you want to do something a little different, come talk to Mr. Phipps. Mr. Phipps is running this program. Come talk to him and tell him we'd like to do this week. I'm sure it won't be much of an issue. It's supposed to be something you can do and that you have control over. The only other thing I wanted to add, I know some of y'all have been talking to me about athletes coming in late for second period, for breakfast. I've talked with Coach Fuller on that, and I know y'all have been very gracious giving them extra time. He said there's no reason they should be late. They're getting out in plenty of time, so athletes being late for breakfast is not okay. Go ahead and give them a tardy just like you would anybody else. He's giving them plenty of time. Questions on that? Ms. Schisler, do you have anything? You want to talk about testing?
No, I sent them all a nice big email today. Sorry, it's so lengthy, but hopefully answer a bunch of questions.
Mr. Hutchings, anything you want to talk about? We're coming up on the busiest, without doubt, February and March are the busiest times of the year with testing, sports, prom, the banquet circuit is starting. It's a lot of things. There's some things this year, I know like track will be gone 2 days a week because now they have to split it up into JV and varsity meets because of COVID. This year will be in some ways more hectic than normal. But that being said, almost none of you are rookies. You know what the spring is like. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy as best you can. We don't have a lot of ways to combat this thing, but keep your masks on. Stay away from kids that are sneezing. Do the best you can to stay healthy. And I know it just seems like once or twice a week I'm having a teacher get sick, and I worry more about you than anybody because, the kids get it, they have a runny nose for 3 days, and they're back. Or they're not back, but they're fine. You get it, and you get down, so take care of yourself as best you can. That's I know you are, but I worry about you. I worry about everybody in here. I worry about myself. We're all a little bit worried. Anyway, Mr. Hutchings got the first dose of the vaccine. Tell us what that was like.
Friday afternoon, I got the first Pfizer COVID. I thought it was all good. Saturday, I woke up, that arm hurt. I'm saying hurt. So I use that as an excuse and laid in bed but didn't do anything for my wife. Thank you.
So, I'm going to get the first time I get a chance. I got on a list in Denton County. I'm looking down at all the conditions, and one of them said obese, and I thought for the first time in my life, being fat's going to help me. So I got in category 1, but I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to the aftermath. Do y'all have anything else? Yes, sir, Mr. Grube.
I don't know if it's true. I've heard that if you use your school email account when you sign up for to get the microchip or whatever it's called, vaccine. I'm joking.
All right, conspiracy theorist. Okay.
That was a bad thing. It was a joke. This isn't it. If it's something you're interested in, apparently if you use your school email, they tend to get school emails in quicker.
It's worth a try.
Yeah. That's what I heard about Tarrant County. I signed up 3 weeks ago and they got me in on Saturday. So right now they're 3 to 4 weeks.
It's worth a try. Yes.
I'm getting my second dose tomorrow, and Denton County is fast. They are super fast.
Good. I'm on that list. They're hitting 23,000 something, and I'm 98,000. But that should go pretty quick.
5,000 people a day.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I know we've been doing like this online learning and, kids bouncing back and forth to the state quarantine, where they test, where they don't.
Yes, ma'am.
So I was reading the email from Mr. Phipps talking about kids that have flex,
Yes.
that they will be doing their RTI during ninth period.
Yes.
For 10. Who is going to be giving the RTI during ninth? So if we had some kids repeating for algebra, would somebody, like one of us that have a ninth period conference, have to do RTI during ninth and then do 10?
You want to answer that one?
Sure. That's really already been worked out between, there's only 2 instances where that happens. It's with our older kids, and I think we've got those groups on board. So if I didn't contact you, we didn't talk today, it shouldn't be a thing for you. So, yeah. Yeah.
Last thing, prom is scheduled for March 27th, Saturday, March 27th at Globe Life Field. And we will eventually need some chaperones. So if that's something you would like to do, we are going to have to monitor masks and try to keep some social distancing. I know you can laugh all you want, but if I don't pull this off, the community is going to hang me. So, if you would like to help, please let me know. Thank you.
It'll be a nice meal. I mean, really well.
We're having finger foods and desserts, so not really. Well, it was either finger foods and like high top tables, or it was 4 people at a table, 100 tables spread out and nobody can afford 100 tables worth of linen. So we have to make do, right?
So are you going to put them like in little squares, or how's that going to work?
What do you mean?
Like when they dance?
Yeah, we're just gonna have them like,
Just
yeah.
like bring back some line dancing and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot imagine. Maybe we can attach those little like foam pool noodles
Yeah.
or something.
I like it.
Yeah. Something.
You know, I mean, we're trying very hard to be normal, and even if it's abnormally normal, it's still, we're trying. I mean, last year's kids sort of got the short end of the stick. This year won't be so much. They're not going to miss a whole lot. It won't be quite the same, but it won't be a whole lot.
They don't know any different.
Yeah,
They don't know a normal prom.
they've never been to one.
No. So I have my kids. The mask. Do you want a prom or not? Look here.
All right, anything else before we go?